After digging through countless forums, reviews, and owner complaints, I've uncovered some of the most common issues plaguing the 2020 to 2025 Toyota Highlander: faulty fuel gauge readings. Now, I know what you're thinking. How big of a deal can a fuel gauge really be? Well, when it starts acting up, it can turn into a pretty frustrating experience. Let's break it down. Owners have reported that the fuel gauge on their Highlander doesn't always reflect the actual amount of fuel in the tank. Imagine driving down the highway. Your gauge says you've got a quarter tank left, and suddenly your car sputters to a stop because it's actually empty. Yeah, not ideal. One owner on the Highlander Club forum put it this way: I was on a road trip and my gauge showed I had 50 miles left. Next thing I know, I'm stranded on the side of the road. Turns out the tank was bone dry. That's a situation nobody wants to be in, especially if you're far from a gas station. Another common issue is the gauge fluctuating unexpectedly. One owner on carcomplaints.com shared their experience. My fuel gauge will drop from half a tank to empty in a matter of minutes, then bounce back up. It's like playing a guessing game every time I drive. This kind of inconsistency can make it really hard to trust your vehicle, and it's not something you'd expect from a brand like Toyota, which is known for reliability. So what's causing this? From what I've gathered, the problem seems to stem from faulty fuel level sensors or software glitches in the gauge system. Some owners have had success getting the issue resolved by taking their Highlander to the dealership, where technicians either replaced the sensor or updated the software. However, not everyone has been so lucky. A few owners have reported that even after multiple visits, the problem persists, which can be incredibly frustrating. Now, I'm not here to scare anyone off. Every car has its quirks, and the Highlander is still a solid choice for a lot of people. But if you're someone who relies heavily on your fuel gauge to plan your trips, this is something you'll want to keep an eye on. Paint quality and chipping on the 2020 to 2025 Toyota Highlander has become a significant talking point among owners, and it's not hard to see why. The paint's durability has left many scratching their heads. This isn't just about aesthetics. Premature chipping can lead to bigger problems like rust, and it's something that's been widely discussed in owner forums and reviews. One of the most common complaints is that the paint, particularly on the front bumper and hood, chips far too easily. Even under normal driving conditions, small rocks, gravel, and road debris seem to leave noticeable marks. An owner on the Toyota Nation forum shared their experience. I've owned several cars, but I've never seen paint chip this easily. After just a few months, my hood looks like it's been sandblasted. It's frustrating, especially for a brand new vehicle. This kind of wear isn't just cosmetic. It can compromise the vehicle's exterior over time, leading to more serious issues if left untreated. Another owner on the Highlander Owners Club described a similar situation. I mostly drive on highways, and the front of my Highlander is covered in tiny chips. It's disappointing, especially for a car in this price range. I expected better quality from Toyota. This sentiment is echoed by many, with some owners noting that the problem seems worse on lighter-colored vehicles, where the chips are more visible. For a vehicle marketed as rugged and family-oriented, the paint's lack of durability is a surprising letdown. So, what's causing this? The issue appears to stem from the paint's thickness and resilience, or lack thereof. Some owners speculate that Toyota may have cut corners on paint quality to save costs. Dealership responses have been mixed. Some owners have had success getting touch-up paint or partial repaints covered under warranty, while others have been told that chipping is simply normal wear and tear. This inconsistency has left many feeling frustrated, especially when they've invested in a vehicle they expected to be durable and long-lasting. In response, some owners have turned to aftermarket solutions like paint protection film or ceramic coatings to safeguard their Highlander's finish, transmission hesitation, or jerking. While the Highlander is generally known for its smooth ride and reliability, this particular problem has been a recurring theme in owner discussions. One of the most frequently reported symptoms is a noticeable hesitation during acceleration, particularly when pulling away from a stop or merging onto a highway. This can make the vehicle feel sluggish or unresponsive, which is far from ideal in situations where you need quick power. An owner on Reddit's Toyota Highlander described it this way: "When I press the gas, there's a delay before the car actually moves. It's like it's thinking about whether it wants to go or not. It's not just annoying. It feels unsafe sometimes." Another common complaint is a jerking sensation when the transmission shifts gears, particularly at lower speeds. This can make the ride feel less smooth and more unpredictable. One owner on carcomplaints.com shared their experience. "My Highlander jerks when it shifts, especially between first and second gear. It's not a smooth transition at all. It feels like the transmission is struggling." This kind of behavior can be unsettling, especially for drivers who expect a seamless experience from a modern SUV. So, what's behind these issues? In many cases, it seems to be related to the transmission's programming or software. Some owners have reported improvements after their dealership performed a software update, but not everyone has been so lucky. Others have had components like the torque converter or transmission control module replaced, which has resolved the issue for some, but not all. It's worth noting that these problems don't affect every Highlander, but they're common enough to have sparked widespread discussion. Wind noise in the 2020 to 2025 Toyota Highlander has become a notable pain point for many owners. This isn't just a nitpick, it's a problem that can make highway driving less enjoyable and more fatiguing. A frequent complaint centers around the driver's side window, where wind noise seems to be most pronounced. Owners report that the noise kicks in around 60 miles per hour and becomes increasingly intrusive the faster you go. One owner on the Highlander Club forum shared their frustration. "I took my Highlander on a road trip and the wind noise was unbearable. It sounds like there's a gap in the window seal, but the dealership insists everything is fine. It's not what I expected from a brand new SUV." This kind of feedback highlights how the issue can overshadow an otherwise positive ownership experience. Another owner on Edmunds Reviews echoed similar concerns. "The wind noise is so loud that I have to turn up the radio just to drown it out. It's especially bad on windy days or when driving on the highway. I've had it checked twice, but the service department says it's normal." For a vehicle in this price range, normal shouldn't mean dealing with constant, distracting noise. It's a letdown for drivers who expect a quiet and comfortable cabin, especially on long trips. The root cause of the problem isn't entirely clear, but it seems to be tied to the window seals or the alignment of the window frames. Some owners suspect that the seals aren't tight enough, allowing air to seep through, while others think the design of the side mirrors or roof rails might be contributing to the noise. Dealerships have attempted to address the issue in some cases by adjusting the windows or replacing seals, but the results have been hit or miss. Some owners have seen improvements, while others say the noise remains unchanged. In the absence of a consistent fix from Toyota, some owners have turned to aftermarket solutions. Products like additional weather stripping or sound-deadening materials have helped reduce the noise for some, but these fixes aren't foolproof. Another issue that's been causing significant frustration for 2020 to 2025 Toyota Highlander owners is unexpected battery drainage and electrical system malfunctions. While infotainment glitches might be annoying, this problem goes beyond inconvenience. It can leave you stranded or compromise the functionality of critical systems. A recurring complaint involves the Highlander's battery draining unexpectedly, even when the vehicle hasn't been driven for just a few days. Owners have reported coming back to their cars only to find the battery completely dead, requiring a jump start or replacement. One owner on carcomplaints.com shared their story. I parked my Highlander for 2 days, and when I tried to start it, the battery was completely dead. This has happened 3 times now, and the dealership says they can't find anything wrong. Another troubling aspect of this issue is the sudden failure of essential systems while driving. Some owners have experienced their dashboard displays going blank, or safety features like lane keeping assist and collision warnings shutting off unexpectedly. A post on the Toyota Nation forum highlighted this problem. I was driving on the highway when my dashboard suddenly went dark. All the warning lights came on, and I lost access to my speedometer and fuel gauge. The car kept running, but it was terrifying not knowing if other systems would fail. These kinds of electrical failures not only disrupt the driving experience, but also raise serious safety concerns. The cause of these problems seems to stem from the Highlander's complex electrical architecture, which includes numerous modules and sensors that can sometimes malfunction. While some owners have had success with software updates or battery replacements, others have found the issues recurring despite dealership visits. Responses from service centers have been inconsistent, with some addressing the problem under warranty and others attributing it to normal behavior or external factors like extreme weather. While these issues are worth noting, it's important to remember that they only affect a minority of Toyota Highlander owners. Many drivers have had flawless experiences with their vehicles, but it's always good to be informed. If you've encountered any of these problems or have tips to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the cars you care about.